Hey everyone, welcome to your daily reading. This is going to be for January 26th. Should be an interesting day. I hope you guys have some fun plans for your weekend. As far as our reading goes, we'll start with our rune. So we got Fehu today. Great rune to have anytime. This is the rune of wealth. So you can expect, sometimes this can bring unexpected money. But I would say the biggest thing is definitely gain, especially through like your own personal endeavors. So if they're, especially if you work for yourself, if you're going out and just working on some type of project, you can also expect kind of relief from any financial worries, anything like that. So just money, 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 all about it. Lunar aspects, we have actually quite a few today. Yeah, we kind of have a few. I think they all happen. Like they all happened super early. But we had two. We made a sextile with Venus and a sextile with Jupiter, which is great. They usually just make people really easy to work with, friendly, brings out a success. Especially the sextile with Jupiter. Usually that's really good for business. Oh, sorry, I got something in my eye. And then what else did we have? We had an opposition to Mars. We had a square to, I want to say it was Pluto? Or was it Uranus? No, we had a square to Pluto. That's what it was. Those can make, and then that kind of does the opposite of the first two. Usually people can be a little more irritable, more prone to maybe like pop off. Especially the square to Pluto, a lot of times that can bring secrets to the surface, whether they're yours or somebody else's. But usually things kind of come to the light. So if you've been trying to hide something, get away with something, you may have to answer for a few things now. Just as a little heads up. And then later tonight, we also have an opposition. The moon makes an opposition to Uranus, which is kind of along the same lines. Like it usually makes people a little testy. So that one will definitely make like communication with others kind of hard, just because it might be in a bit of a mood. So if you're planning on going out tonight, just be aware of that. People might be a little prone to go off, so just be nice, avoid conflict. Alright, so I have the Queen of the Moon Oracle. See what we can get today. Whew, I just woke up, so it is so cold here. Granted, I live in Hawaii, so my cold is probably like, someone else is warm, but for me, it's like freezing today. Okay, first card out, we got Will. I like that. We also got Gratitude. I will read these from the book. Let's get one more. There it is. And Nourishment. Love that. Alright. I'll read a little snippet from each of these. So Will. Decisions require action. You are in control of your own decisions in life. No one else is. Passion and will determine a great proportion of your success. You will persist. We talked about that with Fehu. You possess free will, which means you should focus on yourself first and avoid placing your will over another's. So yes. And I think I hope I mentioned it. I'm pretty sure I did. Fehu is usually wealth and success through your own personal endeavors. So yes, you're doing your own projects. You're not working for someone else. If there's a plan you have for whatever you need to work on, for whatever needs to be accomplished, whenever it needs to be done, start with your initiative first. Here, I'm ready to read the next page. I never even turned it yet. Hold on. Gratitude. Be where you are and be thankful. There's always something to be grateful for, no matter your suffering. Gratitude raises a lower vibration to a higher one. Do not allow yourself to be surrounded by too many negative people. Life is conspiring for you. This is kind of always true. I always say that about gratitude, but it's true. It does shift vibration. So if you're feeling about something, we talked about financial stresses with Fehu, that's going to be taken care of. That's going to go away. And honestly, the sooner you can be grateful for what you have, the sooner that will turn around. But yeah, this is just being positive, looking to the bright side, you could almost say. And just kind of embracing what is. Right, and nourishment. Choose to nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Feed your values. When you are jealous or envious, it is actually a sign of what you are actually hungering for. Pay attention to your health. That makes me think of some of our, maybe more challenging aspects today. Instead of focusing on what others have or what others are doing, bringing it back and focusing on your needs. And if you do feel a certain way about something, look at it like, what does that highlight in your life? What is it you're wanting because of that? That might be a little interesting. A little point of reflection there. Oh, you can tell I just woke up. Oh, my English. Alright. Oh, hey, calm down. Okay, we'll get a little spread for today. Oh. It's an interesting pair to start off with. You guys are gonna fly. Okay, we're gonna save these two. We'll come back to you. Okay, this is an interesting one. Alright, so first two cards out. We got the Princess of Swords and then the Two of Swords. So very interesting. So, what this tells me, we are in a point where we want to do something new. We're trying to change some things up. Whether it's work, whether it's our personal situation, there's something in our lives that we want to reinvent. Just could be our own self and our own identity for sure. But that Princess of Swords, that's a lot of rebel energy. It makes me think of that aspect we have to Uranus. Wanting to invent something new, wanting to do things different, wanting to change things up. And then with this Two of Swords, there's some type of block. There's some type of impasse. It's kind of like, it could be you just don't know what needs to change. You just want to do something differently. You just don't know what it is. Or maybe it's don't know how. Or there's just this feeling of pause. There's something stopping you. And I think for a chunk of us, we're kind of stuck with some old behaviors. We have the Devil card and the Six of Cups. So definitely with the Six of Cups tells me this is something from the past. And there's some type of addiction here. Some type of addiction that's, keeping us from moving forward. That's keeping us kind of blindsided in a way. And this could be many things. Like this could be an actual addiction, if that resonates for some of you. This could also just be, kind of like an emotional loop. This could be caused by fear and just being afraid to kind of step out of the comfort zone. Wanting to stay with what's familiar. Could be multiple things, but whatever that is for you, whatever that devil energy is, it is holding you back. And I want to say it's something that you've kind of been working with for a while, especially with this Six of Cups. So I want to say this is something that's kind of been kind of with you for a long time, you know, and maybe it served a purpose once, you know. I'll use fear as the example. Fear, you know, it keeps us alive. You know, it keeps us from, you know, hanging out in a sketchy place. You know, interacting with the wrong kind of people. Like, so fear serves a purpose growing up because it keeps you away from dangers. But eventually, if you have too much fear and you kind of embrace it with everything in your life, it holds you back because then you just don't want to engage or go and do anything at all, right? So it could definitely be fear. But there's something coming. There's something new happening. And we already talked about Fehu, the Wealth Rune. Because our next two cards are the Princess of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. I mean, hello. So Princess of Pentacles, like the Princess of Swords, you know, is a new beginning. It's a new start. Princess of Pentacles to me is like the most, I don't want to say abundant, but the most potential out of all the princesses, because she's like dirt. Like, and I know that sounds kind of weird, but literally she's like dirt. She's like, Princess of Pentacles is kind of like, she's like nothing in a way, but in that nothing she can truly become anything. So I use the example of dirt because you could plant something and you know, cover it with soil and water it and do the things. At first, it's just dirt. Like you wouldn't even know anything was down there if you didn't know you put something there. But you don't know what that seed is turning into. Like it could be anything. It could be a flower. It could be a bush. It could be a fruit tree. It could be an oak. Like it could be anything. So within here lies the potential to be whatever you want, and that potential is going to grow into this King of Pentacles, someone who's super stable, well manifested. You know, got lots of coins in the bank. like we didn't get Fehu for no reason. Like, this is someone well off. Financially, you know, stable, secure, very, very well manifested. There is still some type of block, though. There's some type of, you know, and it's not resistance, but this also kind of makes me think of fear and holding yourself back. So we have the Eight of Swords, which is all about almost like mental imprisonment. Thinking there's no way out, thinking you're trapped, feeling stuck. And then this Queen of Cups normally is a very nurturing, compassionate energy. Here, what I'm picking up, especially with this Eight of Swords, is the like reserved side of her. She's very deep. She has a deep, deep, deep well of emotion. I always compare her to the ocean. So you think of the surface of the ocean is shiny and bright and calm, but you know there are ocean depths that are dark and mysterious, and you don't really know what's down there. This is making me think of the like reserved, kind of restrained version or aspect of the Queen of Cups. You can even see how she kind of like guards her own cup. Her cup also has like a cover on it; it's closed. Whereas the other suit or the other cups in the suit, I mean, this one has flowers in it, but there's no cover. Hers is protected. She's not going to give it up willingly, you know. So she's not going to give it up until she feels safe and secure. So again, that makes me think of fear. This fear of, you know, maybe stepping outside of the box, doing something differently, doing something new. But it's holding you back. And I don't see any signs of danger, which is, you know, why this is all in the mind, this Eight of Swords. There's nothing really here to be hesitant of. I want to say it's just because you're kind of stepping out of the past, you're stepping out of what's familiar and common and normal for you, and it's putting you in a place of maybe uncertainty, maybe, but I feel like it's more unknown. Okay, the two cards that came out earlier that I wanted to save for later. The reason why I want to say that there's really nothing to be afraid of, because one, there really isn't anything to be afraid of. We have the Devil card, but that's just holding you back. It's not necessarily a threat hanging out in your, you know, material world. But then we also got these two lovely cards, the World and the Ace of Cups. That is true love, completion, endings of a cycle, definitely abundance, emotional abundance for sure. This Ace of Cups really speaks to true love, but this, you know, could be an offer of many kinds. But romantic definitely is a big part of that. And then the World card is just tying up loose ends. It's finishing this cycle. I want to say this thing from the past, there's a big there's a big chance of really overcoming it and kind of breaking that loop. You can kind of see in the back behind the devil, there's this round, kind of medallion pattern on the back wall, which makes me think of a circle. Makes me think of a hoop. Even behind, this figure in the world card, there's a laurel in a circle. So I think there's this loop that's really wrapping up, and the longer you stay in the past and stay resistant, and yes, this does mean stepping outside of what's familiar. It does mean stepping outside of your comfort zone, but that's okay. We're trying to grow and evolve and get to this new version and this new reality. It requires you to step out of your comfort zone. You've asked for this wonderful thing. Maybe it's divine love. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's financial abundance. But you have to be willing to do things differently. Like if you're working like a part-time job and you want to be a millionaire, they're trying to give you here's a millionaire job, but you have to get up and work. Like you can't just do your like part-time shift for 4 hours at the drive-thru. Like that's not how this works. So it's almost like the universe is they're getting ready to send you the opportunities, or they could be on their way right now, or you could have them, and you're kind of mulling it over. That's what I word, mulling it over. And it's going to require a change in your day. It's going to require a change in how you behave and what you do. And that could be scary because you've been doing what you've done for so long and comfortable with it. But you asked for this change, now you have to be a part of it. I think it was the will card that talked about decisions requiring action. It's true. You decided you wanted this, now we have to act on it. So if that's resonating and you find these opportunities in your path, either now or coming soon, don't be afraid to embrace them and just go for it. Like, just jump in. Because again, we're not, like I said, we're not in danger of anything. Although if you hold yourself back, you're just limiting, the potential you could be reaching. Alright, my lovelies, I'm going to wrap it up there. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button so you can join us. To all my returning viewers, love you guys. Thank you. I'm so grateful you're here. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. It just helps the channel to grow. And as always, I love hearing from you guys. Anything you have to share, you can hit me up in the comment section. You can DM me on Instagram at The Guiding Chariot. Or if you want to book a reading with me, all that info is in the description box. I will talk to you tomorrow. Sending you guys lots of love. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.